Hi friends, welcome back. I am Wicked Crafty Mom, also April, and I have just been scrapbooking, junk journaling my little brains out. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. This is a dilemma. This is my journal. It won't close past this. But I do have this on it, and so I'm getting it ready to be put away. I still have a few places where I haven't written anything yet. This is a page I made with a card that my mom gave me. And so I have a couple places here that I can still write in. This one's going to be tricky. But I can probably put something, like write on paper and then glue the paper here still pretty successfully. But I'm having some issues. So I put these bookmarks in so that I can see like how many days left I have before I need to switch journals. So I have been going through and trying to not add a ton of paper, but I kind of am adding a ton of paper. But I'm trying to go through and just do something to each page so that I don't have like empty, coat sales in my journal. So I'm trying to do something for each page. So having said that, I really like this piece that I grabbed here. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to put down like only one page, only one layer, because I counted it out. I have 68 pages in here, maybe 64. That would make more sense. But I thought I counted 68. I think that's right. And I had 23 of them left, so I had a third of them left. And my book is still about to explode at the seams. So, to combat that, I think what I am going to do is I'm just going to finish it up by I'm not going to put on pockets. I'm not going to put on, bells and whistles and frills. I'm still going to make something nice. And I have put a couple of my clusters on there. I don't need to make new clusters yet, but I have made a dent, which is kind of nice. And then I hit the light. So I know my area is a disaster, but been intensely crafting. Intensely. So I'm just inking with, stabbing myself with my glue bottle, as one does. Inking with my Distress ink, my vintage photo Tim Holtz Distress ink. And yesterday I had such a productive day. It was ridiculous. Like, I ended up making 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 books yesterday, like putting them together. Although I was able to use signatures that were already together from having taken them out of here. And so I also have a template for the books I'm putting together, the smaller pages. But then I also have, regular size, or, if you take a piece of copy paper and fold it in half, you get what you get. And that I have signatures like that. Oh yeah, so it was 4. Let me show you what I did. I'm like super distractible today, I think. So I have 1 signature, and I have 10 pages, and I have it upside down. 1 signature, 10 pages. And they're scrap papers, they're whatever I could find. So that will give me some things to work with, but also it will give me some room, plenty of room in the spine here. And so I took this book cover, I painted the cover of it white. Not quite sure 1000% what I'm going to do with it yet. But I did buy some, of this the last time I went to Dollar Tree, and it's really pretty, and I think that this matches this, so I might actually just decoupage some onto the spine here. But I don't know if I want that to compete with this now that I've stenciled it, because when I came up with this idea, it was before I stenciled it. So, not sure yet. Whatever I decide to do eventually, I'm going to put some, like, seal it with Mod Podge or something. And yes, one of them came out crisper, and one of them came out less crisp. I just used regular acrylic paint, not from the dollar store, because I don't like that acrylic paint for stenciling, and a dauber from the dollar store. So, there's that one. I've been working in my craft journal, which is really good because I hadn't been, and it had been getting lonely, I think. So, I made this book, which is a Happy Mail book. I've got one thing in it already. Thank you, April. And this is for any correspondence, so that's cool. Alright, I gotta show you this page, because this page just makes my heart sing. I made a strip of paper. First I collaged it. I had picked these colors out to go with it. I collaged it on. Then I sewed with my smallest zigzag stitch, and then I sewed with a bigger zigzag stitch, and I just love it so much. Somewhere here I have another journal. It's buried, I think. It's got a bunny on it. There's my bunny journal. Okay. So for real, I'm like digging through all this crap that I have here. But okay, so here's my bunny journal. I tried a new thing, a new spine decoration. So I actually am going to be doing a video on dangles and bangles, and this is one of the ones that I made that I'm going to show you how to make. This is my idea book. This is where I'm putting the ideas that I had. So I made another page kind of like this one, but not quite. And then I explain the differences and that kind of thing. And then I've got another one, another place to write. So this book is ready to go, and I'm actively using it. So there's one. Here's this one. This is a book I made. I'll show you the cover. It was a quick book, and I'm actually going to make another one on camera soon. So this is going to get added to my... I'm going to make another one to add to my idea book too. But this is just a... I just use mostly blank papers in here. And it's an envelope from a card. I still need to line this and or make some pockets. And I used... So look at the design on here. It's super cute, I think. So, I used a lot of my snippet roll. Whoops. I used a lot of my snippet roll in order to make this tie. So I ended up making more snippet roll, and eventually I will unearth that again. I'm sure. I believe it. I have faith. Ha! I win. I have it here. Okay, so this is my snippet roll that I made more of and attached it to the bit that was left from that. Also, I organized. You guys, I organized. That's like miraculous in and of itself. These are bookmarks that I've been using in my journal. So I've got nature things in this. I've got flowers. I've got flowers that I've cut out. Black and white flowers that I've cut out. I've got some mushrooms that I cut out of books. More pictures from books. More pictures from books. These are from online that I downloaded and cut out. And I've got all the information from where they came from in with the fussy cutting. Okay, so I made that book and that book and that book. Put that book together. Showed you my Happy Mail book. Showed you that book. Okay, I think I showed you all the books I made yesterday. I did a lot of sewing because what I did when I was doing my snippet roll is I took a piece of fabric that I had sprayed with sticky, like, fabric adhesive. I took an old t-shirt, I cut it out. I had a big, square like this. And then I laid out some big chunks of fabric that I had in my bag. I've got 2 of these that are holding my fabric for right now. Laid them out, stitched around the edges, then I stitched across the middle so it would hold everything in place. So I touched everything with the sewing machine. Then I went back and I started stitching around the edges, and then I made some crazy patterns in the, so I sewed it all as one big mat, and then I cut it into small strips, and then I sewed those strips together. So, lot of information for what I did with that. And maybe I'll make one on film. Actually, I'm sure I will at some point. I have so many ideas. Look, I have a running to-do list that is separate from the to-do list that I have in my journal. So I'm making a page to go in here. And what I liked about this was all the negative, like the white space for it. So I'm looking at my journal. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. This is the next page I'm going to work on. Whoops. This is the next page I'm going to work on because it's just sales flyer. So I'm cutting out a piece that I will then finish up, and then I will adhere it. Sorry about my nails. I've been doing a lot of inking and stuff. Drives me nuts though. So I have this page, and like I said, I just want to kind of show that I've touched the page in there. So I've just been grabbing scrap pages. Yeah, so like this isn't anything that I need to keep. It's just a piece of a tree. But it's just going to add some, it's going to break up some of this interest, or some of this page, so that this isn't the focus anymore. So this is background. So I'm going to put it sideways like this. And I'm just going to glue it down. Alright. So I am using the time where my children are at school today. And I might actually make another video later as well, because this is just a craft with me. But I actually do have planned videos too that I should probably kind of get back into the swing of. So here's this. And what I've been doing, really this is just decoration. And that's why I said I picked one with okay, with the, it's all blank. What's words? Words are good. Okay, so what I've been doing, because instead of looking for quotes, part of the reason that I'm making these journals in the first place is so that my kids can find out more about me if I don't get a chance to tell them. So what do I want to say in this one? I was in chorus from grade 3 to 11. I couldn't fit it into my schedule. Senior year, and was devastating. It felt incomplete. Okay. So I just write down a fact. I was really upset when I was a teenager. I'm not upset now. I'm okay with it now. Here. So that wasn't super private. It was just I was in chorus for that long. But it's little things that I might not have mentioned, or I might have mentioned but not in that way, or whatever. So now I've got this, and I'm just gonna glue it. So I found out how to stop the calls from coming through. You like that? I just went around my finger because that's how much you put it in airplane mode, and I didn't even think of that. Whoops, because I don't like use airplane mode on purpose. It's something that I accidentally hit, and then I have to figure out why my phone is not doing what I want it to do. It's pretty much sums up airplane mode on my phone. So, now I'm just wiping the glue off. Okay, so I have put these in to indicate I have this page and I have this page that I want to do something with. So, this is what I've been doing today, and I'm almost through this book, which is good. And I only have a few pages that, you know, I have like 4 days worth of pages left here that I can prep my next journal and start getting it ready. Which, it's mostly ready, but not 100% yet. So now I'm just looking for another page, another paper. I've used all the papers that I had out and ready. So now I'm looking for some that are less out, but still ready. Okay. So I'm just grabbing papers that look like they might be about the same size I'm looking for, or that I can cut down. So I've got oranges, greens, blues. I don't know, let's go for another color. I don't think I have other colors in here, in this particular one that I grabbed. Okay. This is good. I'll use that. Okay, so this is a page that I colored. I'll show you how we're going to work with that, but let's see. This is... How do I want to cut this? Either way, it's going to be weird to cut it. So I'll just do it this way. And not worry about what's on the other side, which is a really quick way to go. So, our weekend was pretty mellow again. I like mellow weekends. We were going to, because last weekend was kind of a busy weekend. We ended up at the beginning of the week doing senior pictures for, well, for our senior. And so we did that last weekend. And so this weekend we didn't really do anything, which was nice. I had been planning to meet up with my writing group, but because I haven't been to writing group since I got a job like a year and a half ago. And so now, well, it's 2 years now. Anyway, I got a job and stopped kind of having energy to do much. And so I didn't go to writing group anymore because I was very tired. And so now I can go, and I have time, and I have sometimes energy. I say sometimes energy because, like, it's crazy out there. and I don't always have the energy for it. All right, so sorry, I'm cutting. I know a lot of people use the phrase spoons, but I don't. I use spell points because I'm a geek. So basically I determine if I have enough energy to do a particular task. And if I don't, I'm like, okay, I'm out of spell points, guys. I can't do it. Or I have some spell points that are for one thing, but they won't work on another thing. That's my theory, my mental health theory, is I only have enough spell points in a day. Or spell slots. And when they're gone, they're gone. Alright. So here's this. It doesn't take a lot, but this is just a change to the page. If that makes sense. It doesn't change a whole lot, but it also does. It didn't take a lot of effort, but it's a good change. So, and just because I want it to have more focus, I am drawing around the edge twice. And I want to say it was Gail Agostinelli on one of her Mixed Media Mondays or Mixed Media some Mixed Media page day, I think, where she said just try to trace the line again. And I did that, and like it was life-altering, because I was trying, what I had used to try to do was try to actually make it look like this, and instead I just tried tracing it, and that worked. So, okay, so it's got a little bit of a frame now. And now I'm going to do a single frame. Well, maybe I'll do a double frame again, just because I like the way it looks. So I'm just kind of doodling. So my next video is going to be on backgrounds, I believe. So I have some wicked cool ideas for that. Other than this is separate. All right. So let's see. Fun fact. I love pickles and olives. Yeah, that's good. And that's all I need, is just a fun fact. I love pickles and olives. That is a fun fact about me. Alright. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here you are. So, I've got this that I can now glue in, and that's ready to go. So I'm kind of whipping through pages to fill this journal. I'm not putting dates on this because there's no reason to. At some point, I want to try to probably make an Excel sheet because I'm ridiculous, but I want to try to keep track of the fun facts I put on here, so I'm not putting the same 4 fun facts over and over and over again. Like, I want to make sure that I'm not repeating myself. So I'll probably track them to some extent, just so I have an idea. So now I have another one. This one's shorter, but I'm still going to treat it like I'm going to make a big base for it. At least for one side. Oops. Okay. So, here's another one that I'm just going to, whoops. Yeah, so like it's so crowded over here, I can box myself into a corner and end up with just like a 1 square foot, see, look, 1 square foot of space, and that's after I cleaned up. I've been trying to reorganize stuff still. I'm always constantly trying to reorganize stuff. So like, it just doesn't always work. Anyway, there's a little more room. And I cleaned the table off yesterday mostly. And I'm gonna do it again today. But in the meantime, I've got like a nest of just stuff around me. But I've been sitting here for 2 days doing this, thinking like I should film something and not filming anything, so. Alright, so here's another background page. And what's this? These are neutral scraps. Okay. Alright, I am just going to, I like this, here, I'll use this side. I like this, the edges on this. And I'm just going to cut a piece like this. Scraps, more scraps. The only reason I'm putting this here is I don't need the word sun on this page. Like, it doesn't, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. There's that. Okay. Lost my ink because I tidied up. Didn't even really tidy up. It's funny of me. It's brave of me to call it tidying up. Bold of me. Okay. So, I did some coffee. Like, I have been on a roll getting stuff cleaned, organized, and sorted, as well as getting, like, stuff made. So, that's kind of cool. So, I know this isn't, like, super a lot. Whoops. I know this isn't, like, super exciting. And it's also not, you know, it looks like I'm just kind of throwing stuff together. I kind of am. Not because I want to be done with this book, but because this book is done with me. So I'm trying to finish it up. Give it respect. The respect it deserves, because I was looking forward to working in this journal, like when I was finishing up my last one and like getting ready to switch over. I was so anxious to do that, and I was super excited to like start my new recipes journal because it was old and because I don't remember where I got it. I wish I could remember where I got it, but I can't. But because when I got it, it had stuff in it already. And I think that's so neat. It was like a glue book already. So I've got these neutrals on my paper. These neutral papers. Here we go. Here's a good one. And it has some character on this as well. So now I'm going to do this. Cut off straight up the line here. And I cut off more straight up the line, I thought. And I thought I needed to. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. Let's turn it this way. Also not bad. So, I needed more coffee dyed index cards. So, I made a batch of coffee. And, of course, because I had a batch of coffee, I couldn't just not coffee dye. That would be ridiculous. So, I took the coffee and poured it in my basin and dyed stuff and let it dry, and then spent like an hour and a half, something like that, blow drying it instead of ironing it, which I guess there's not really much of a difference, but whatever, you know. Okay, so now I'm going to make a mess. I'm gonna make a mess. Let's see, I am digging through to find something. And yes, this is adding bulk. Absolutely is, but not a lot. So I don't know. I can't tell if I like need new ink or if I'm just doing it wrong. Like sometimes I can get a good thick batch on my dauber here, and other times not so much, which probably means that I need more, but I don't know. This is the most I've used ink pads, so all right. I probably just jostled the camera again, but so these are my clusters that I made. I think I showed them to you on a video, but like it's just this little thing of like a few scraps, and whoops, when I'm not throwing them around, they add so much to a page. All right, so I'm gonna go around with just one line here. And I'm just going around it for fun. And I'm gonna doodle some stitches on here because I don't want to add the bulk that would come with sewing on the machine, although I've been doing a ton of that. Like I said, I had made the oops, snippet roll. Still recording. So I had made the snippet roll and was happy with that. So I've been sewing. I'm running out of thread. I need to go to get more thread today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Anyway, so I'm gonna write fun fact. I have loved the Golden Girls since I was a child. Again, nothing super personal, but it's just a bit like, I mean, anybody who talks to me for 5 minutes knows I love the Golden Girls. Maybe not 5 minutes, but pretty close. It is definitely not a secret. Okay. Now, again. So I've just been making like a bunch of pages today. This is what I'm doing right now today. Because I definitely love this book. But I definitely can't put a ton more stuff in it. And I want to put more stuff in it. Okay. I know what I'm going to do on that background. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Except I don't know how I'm going to do it because I really just love this envelope. The whole thing. I don't think I'm going to use the envelope. I think I'm just going to use this card. Yep. Thank you, April, for the card. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to use it. How am I going to use it? I'm going to use it so that opens. Alright, so I'm using the back of the little piece of note paper. Alright, so if I'm using the back, then that means I want it to open like this. Okay, because it's going to be facing this way. This is how I picture it in my head, right? So this is going to be the back where it's stuck, and it'll open like this. Okay, so I have these papers here that I grabbed. So why am I not using these papers here? All right, I like this one with this card. It's a nice vibe. Actually, I can use this orange too. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I like this too. So oh, I know, a little more bulk. I said I wasn't going to add bulk, and now I'm adding bulk. But look at, it's okay. No. Nope. This is what I'm going to do. One. Those colors. These colors. 1, 2. And let's see. Something from here. This will work. Alright. I'm making a snippet right before your eyes. Okay. Or, not a snippet, a cluster. You know, that thing. Alright, I'm going to ink this cluster. And I'm not even going to worry about trying to do anything to this fraying wise, because I think it's going to fray all by itself. Alright, so here's this. I don't know how much time I have done. I have to check. Ah, 38. That's not bad. Okay, see, sometimes I get a lot. I think it depends on the paper too. I mean, I'm sure it does. All right, I'm gonna grab this and this and this, maybe like that, and then this, and do I like, whoops, come here, little booger. All right, I do like that. So there's that. Ink it up, and then I'll staple it all together. And then I have a snippet, and I'm just using a regular staple because I don't think I need the little delicate one. There are some fabrics and there are some pieces that I definitely would use the smaller one for. In fact, I did today. I used it to put a topper on a tag. Here's this, all glued. And now I have words here. Lots of words. I've been fussy cutting like mad. So I've got a word in here, I'm sure. Right. I think. Oh, I just lost it. Where'd you go? I lost the word I was going to use, and now I can't find any others. There. Nope. Magic. Okay. So the person that sent this card to me uses a name that has magic in it. And so I am going to put magic here. I'm gonna ink the sides. Probably off camera, like dope. And now I'm gonna glue my magic right over the staple. So it looks like magic is holding it together. Okay. There's that. So now I've done something to the outside. And I've still got these papers that I want to use on the inside. And then I'm going to cut a matching size paper from here. Not really caring too much about the details. Just getting it cut, getting it ready to put into place. So I used the scraps from this to make the cluster so that it would match the inside. Like specifically on purpose to match the inside. So inking the edges with my vintage photo. Now I did use different colors of ink earlier today, but yeah, I know it's a mess. It's a mess. Next video it should be cleaner, I hope. So in my Happy Mail folder or book, and I'm not like looking for Happy Mail right now, but I happened to get it. So, you know, mail in the time of Corona, I'm sure it's fine, but I'm not like requesting mail. I got some, so. Whoop. All right, now I happened to glance off to my side. Go away, go away. Beautiful letters, beautiful words, go away. I happened to glance off to my side and I saw these little circles that I had punched out. I decided to start saving the circles that I punch out because why would I not save the circles? So I'm kind of keeping them together in one location so that I can use them. This is a good way to use them. I think after I put this in, I might make one more page and then probably set about cleaning up some before I maybe film another video. I may not film another one until tonight, and I definitely won't post them until overnight tonight. Because I just did this backwards. I think I just did this backwards. I think I'm going to have to put this on another page. Maybe not. Sugar. This. All right, so these can be on the bottom, I guess. This is okay. I did it wrong. I totally wasn't paying attention. I thought I was. Thought I was paying attention. All right, it's going here. Oh, no, this is, yeah, so they're going to be on the bottom, but that's okay. This still will look very nice. Okay, cool. Or, yeah, no. Or I could do it this way, but, and like this. Da-da-da-da. I can do that. There's room. Okay, didn't mess it up. I win. All right. So, even though this is going to be a pain in the butt, I'm going to ink some around the edge here. Not a lot, just enough to take some of the white shine out. It's not really shiny, but no, that's right. Okay, so I'm doing it like this. I hope you can see it. I haven't glued it down yet. Oh, no. Don't be silly. Don't be ridiculous. I'm so silly. I am so silly, guys. It's fine. I just figured it out. Okay, so. It's nice of me to stress you out about it and then unstress you, right? So I'm going to do a little more decorating because I like doodling and drawing on stuff if I can't, especially if I can't sew. I don't do it to everything, but sometimes I get on my little. Do you find that you get into like habits when you're crafting? Like, so sometimes I'll be really concerned about getting stitching on my pages, like writing, stitching, and other days it's like, nope, I'm going to focus on putting flowers on my pages instead. And like you don't even realize you're doing it, but you've switched gears. Kind of. That's how I feel. So right now I'm focused on stitches today. But I think they add something, and I think they're so easy to make that, like, why not? All right, I'm going to do different stitching on this side. There, okay. So now they're stitched. Okay. And I'm going to write fun facts. I'm going to use this to write fun facts. Fun fact. Fun fact. I'm just writing memory. That. Not easy. So I'm writing about, we used to use a popcorn popper, like a metal one that you would like stick over the fire, catch fish. Since I'm talking about camp, which we don't have anymore, but in the family, but I spent some time growing up out at camp, so whoops. There was a giant rock in the water. Well, rock on the shoreline. On the shoreline. And my great grandfather. Had painted the word cozy on it at his camp. All right, so I've got this, and now I've got one more thing I got to do with this page here, and that is I just need a scrap. Whoop. So here's a scrap. Can't tell what it was, which is totally fine. Let's see. Cutting it so it'll fit. Dang it. Nope. You know what? I'm just gonna, I don't know where my dauber went. I have no idea. That's kind of funny how I lost this thing. Alright, so I've got this red flower here. I didn't really do anything with it. I'm still not really doing anything with it. But I am gonna ink in red instead of brown. Partially because I just can't find my brown dauber. So. And this is actually not distress ink per se. It's part of a kit that I got recently. I don't remember the name of it. Hold on. Let me get one that doesn't have. So it's Junesy ink pads. Oh, June 6. J-U-N, oh, June 6. June 6 ink pads. Derp. June 6. Okay. So now I just need to take this and glue it at the ends. So that, whoops. This is me trying with one hand to glue and the other hand to hold my page up, which is why this isn't going to work forevermore. Okay. But I have now, I'm gluing this in, I'm holding it in place so that it'll glue down and stay down. And I just sit here and hold it for a minute. So there's that. And I'm not going to stick this in yet. I'm just going to kind of tuck it here because it's not ready to hold it yet. All right, so for my next trick, let's see. I know what I want to, whoops. I know roughly what I want to do with this next piece. I'm going to use this to do it. So the next thing is, okay. So what I'm doing, I was just kind of measuring, roughly measuring. But I'm taking these two pieces of this paper and I'm going to grab some blue ink. Oh, I'm going to stick my finger in blue ink is apparently what I should have said. All right, so I'm going to pull my blue ink out. And that's right, I brought my daubers over here like a smarty smart. Except that I only have the one blue dauber. All right, that's fine. I'll use the one blue dauber for now. I know, guys, it's getting messy. I know I also said I was going to put this away when I was done with it. Look at me not telling the truth about that. Huh? All right. So the last time I went to Dollar Tree, I didn't see any of these wood things at mine, but that doesn't mean that they're not selling them anymore. But I'm not sure that they are selling them anymore. Does that make sense? All right. I was trying to cut off some tape that I found on it, but I quit. So I'm likely to find tape on these because it's double-sided tape, and I had used these papers to try to make, these are some of the scraps from trying to make an ephemera book. And unfortunately, oops, hit my light again. Unfortunately, the ephemera book didn't work out that way. All right, so I've got 2 layers here. There we go. Now I'm just going to take this Happy Easter grandson, and I'm just getting rid of it. See? Like that. That's all I'm doing to this one, because I just wanted the bunny. All right, so I'm gonna do this. All right, goodbye, grandson. And goodbye, Happy Easter. I hope it's not stressing you out that my desk is so messy. It's kind of stressing me out, but also kind of not. Okay, so with that quick adjustment there, I'm just going to slide it up so his ears aren't covered. But with that, I would say, what, 1, 2, 3 more pages left to do. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to stop recording for now, but I have plans on cleaning up and making more videos. So if you like what you saw here today, despite the chaos, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you would like to join my Facebook group, please come over and look for me. It's Wicked Crafty Mom on Facebook. And I hope that you enjoyed what you saw. I will try to clean up my mess, and see you soon. Bye. Thanks, friends.